Here is a walnut vanity top I made several years ago. My techniques have improved considerably since then, but I thought it would be fun to show it off. Hello, I'm Bob. This is my shop. These are my tools. And this is what I'm working on. So we got this big old chunk of walnut from TC Woods outside of Boulder, Colorado. They've since moved out to Fort Lupton area, but at the time that's where it was. It was fairly unwieldy, so the first thing I did was chop it down, then use a track saw to rip some straight edges so I could put it on a table saw and get a clean glue-up joint. The track saw does a great job, and I use it pretty regularly. Next, I sent it through the feed-through sander just to get us a nice flat surface to work with. One side and then the other. After that, I placed them together and was pretty happy with the layout, and we moved ahead from there. So I went ahead and cut my biscuits and glued the thing up. And then while it was drying, I picked out some materials to use for my butterfly keys and the epoxy colors. I taped off around all the holes and cracks to keep the epoxy from staining, and then waxed kind of a back dam out of MDF so I could fill in that gap. Picked some mica colors and mixed them together with some epoxy, and then proceeded to start to fill things. As expected, these things drank up lots of epoxies because there was lots of voids and cracks and things like that, but with patience, you can fill them all and get it up to the top. Again, as I say, my techniques have improved a lot since I did this, but this is where I was at the time. I used a steel wire brush to knock down all those nubbins to keep them from snagging sweaters and things like that, and then laid out and cut out all my butterfly keys where I thought they would look good. I'm slightly embarrassed about how not tight those keys were, and I just used epoxy to fill them, but it looked good at the time, but I don't think I would let that fly these days. So anyway, started sanding them down and seeing how they looked. Ooh, yeah, see, not a tight fit. Still looked good, and the epoxy looked really nice. It really popped. So here's a first coat of staining sealer, made it look pretty nice. And there it is from a different angle with the staining sealer, and then I went ahead and used a marine grade epoxy to coat this thing. Again, being a bathroom vanity, it really needed some good water protection. I really loved all the iridescence that came out of this chunk of wood and the keys and epoxy. All in all, it really looked really sharp when it was all done. So here we are test fitting the sink, trying to figure out where it would fit and what we would cut off. Well, there it is. So there you go. That's about all I have to say. If you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing and liking this video. That helps me out, apparently. But other than that, that's about all I've got. Please enjoy. Have a great day.